to contemplate whether or not I should change the name of the vlog. Currently, it's my name with the vowels taken out, which stands for Transforming Reality Mastery. Now, this is something that I started off with. This was a mantra that I used a year and a half ago when I first started this as a way to really keep myself grounded, and vlogging was very therapeutic for me at the time that it came. And now, almost a year and a half later, we've experienced, and I should say I've experienced so much growth and covered so much ground in such a short amount of time. And it's almost making me think like, okay, we need to grow? Did I grow out of the original name, which is just my name? It was like my own self-expression. But now as we're growing the company TFX, as we're growing out, it's starting to dawn on me that, the context in which I do these vlogs have to change, have to grow. And it's something that I've been thinking about a lot. And I think, one of the names that I've thought about, which I was just going to call our interview series Beyond Returns. And Beyond Returns is like a nod to the future of the M&A space and where things are moving and where things are going. But Beyond Returns was just going to be, interviews with people that I met along the way. If you follow me this far, you've seen the different characters that have come in and out of the vlog and of my life, my business life and my personal life. And now I'm starting to engage the M&A space. I'm starting to make a little bit of noise in that space. And I want to really amplify it as much as possible. So for instance, I was just asked to be a contributor for a trade magazine that's in the M&A private equity space that's going to be releasing in September, which I'm really excited about. So that's like the coming out of like really being able to break ground in this space, because it's super hard to get into if you don't have the traditional ways of getting into it. So that's a milestone that, being able to really create opportunities to get the message out, to get my message out, to get the vision out. And with that, I believe, a name change, a brand, rebranding, redirection of things is potentially necessary. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just writing down and just thinking about that. I'm pretty much sure where I know what I'm going to do. And over the next few weeks, probably prior to the article launching, I'm gonna just launch it under new positioning as we're growing into this company. Also, I was inspired by this post that I saw on X earlier today, and this is from Kevin. Kevin has a lot of content with gardening, and I happened to scroll past and I saw this, and it really jolted me and really inspired me to know that the way I'm vlogging, the way I'm documenting this process is in the right direction. So let me just read it really quick. It says, AI is flooding the internet with content only AI could make. Think the Bigfoot vlogs, cutting grass, fruit, all these AI generated things. But this is what he says. Here's what happens next. When supply of perfect, quote unquote, perfect content goes to infinity, demand will shift to the opposite. And audiences will start craving the shaky, the awkward, the too specific. Stuff that is worse, but hits harder because it's real. Zach's camcorder vlog is the early signal, grainy, odd, completely human. It'll be higher prestige to make media that clearly signals the human being was behind it. We'll start seeing humans exploiting generation gaps in AI media, stuff that would be really difficult to achieve via pure generative media. Think odd colors, transitions, etc. When AI can do anything, the rarest quality would be someone choosing to do it anyway. So this, reading this really inspired me, because this is what I've been preaching in terms of the documentation For 2 years, it's been a practice. I look at this as a practice, but I've been preaching this for at least 7 years, that this is where things were going to bend towards. And I wasn't even thinking in terms of AI or anything like that 7 years ago, but I just knew, because a fun fact about me is I spent a whole weekend watching every single Soulja Boy video and watching his career unfold. So I understood the dynamics of YouTube and the dynamics of content. So this really inspired me, and I encourage anyone else out there that is thinking about documenting themselves, I would do it. So one of the things that what makes this different and unique is that most people will not document their journey this early in the journey. They wait for themselves to be hyper successful and everything where it needs to be before they start cutting the camera on. And what I wanted to do is do something totally different, where I wanted to document at the very beginning when it doesn't seem like that it's gonna work out, or you don't see past like all the really nitty gritty stuff of this. Like if you go on, through the playlist and look at episode 1, you see me, riding a bus to go prepare my week. At Whole Foods, I do that most Sundays, and I discuss why I do that. But anyway, what I wanted to show, what that symbolizes is like leaving these breadcrumbs behind. I don't know how this is going to end up. I don't know, but it's the journey. It's the journey. Documenting, going behind the scenes, sharing the messy parts of things. I think is more fulfilling than the success itself, and it would be more valuable to you, the audience, and those that are aspiring to be in business, to see this from the ground. This is something that a book can't teach. This is something that a podcast can't teach. The only thing is, we're playing the long game. We're playing the long game. I'm not doing this for virality. If it goes viral, it goes viral. But that's not the mindset. It's slow and it's long. It's long term. Until it's not, right? Until it's not. So let me know out there, if you're contemplating documenting yourself, you have any questions, you need some encouragement, put it in the comments right now. I want to hear from you, because I don't want to be alone doing this. I look at this as a multiplayer game. If we had 2, 3, 4 of us that were documenting our journeys, I mean that's very powerful. That's very powerful. So put it in the comments right now. I want to hear. I had to get out of the office and change locations. Sometimes sitting in front of that computer all day in a conference room, there's no windows, no circulations. I only can do that for a few hours, but it's necessary when it's necessary. But when it's time to get out and from in front of the laptop, out of the office into like a new environment, it changes everything. And like I was saying earlier, it's really about just documenting the whole thing. Documenting and going behind the scenes and showing you, what it really takes. Like this idea of beyond returns, it really nods to the idea of burning all your bridges. When you've gone beyond any return, you can't turn back because you burned your bridges. So I'm still here contemplating on the direction here, but it's going to be clear. It's becoming more and more clear. Got to my spot. So one of the things as I was walking here, I was thinking like, one of the key pieces of this is the fact that this is an outsider's view of going into something that's very insider game of private equity and M&A. So what you're seeing someone, myself and team, building something outside of the system, which now with generative AI and moving into this era that we're moving in, this fourth industrial revolution, it gives the opportunity for reinvention that not trying to change the system because there's just so much friction and legacy systems that are in place that we're not here trying to change it. At minimum, we're here to extract value and amplify value within that system as it stands today. So that's what makes this really interesting for me, to be able to go back and watch all of the steps, all of the journey itself. So that's what we really want to stand on, and that's what this is. Stay tuned for the updates as I'm ruminating over this, talking about it. So with that said, I'm out. I'm going to end it right here. If you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it, and I don't take it lightly. Peace.